roof.
The hell's this?
Saint Nicholas is not coming this year. Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit.
Those are hooves. Elk or a goat?
What kind of goat walks on its hind legs?
His name is Krampus.
There's a lot of creepy Christmas legends out there. Why Krampus in particular?
Because he's the best one. I mean, out of all the Christmas legends, I mean, there are other creatures running around from folklore, but Krampus is the one that I think is the best sort of mascot and figurehead for the holiday.
And what do you think it is about him that made him cinematic in particular?
He's the shadow of Saint Nicholas. You know, it's while Santa Claus and Saint Nicholas represents everything good and hopeful and light, Krampus sort of really represents the dark, mysterious, original aspect of the holiday, because what most people don't realize is that Krampus actually predates Christmas itself. So before it was called Christmas, it was the winter solstice celebration, and that was where Krampus and all those traditions really came from. We just sort of dressed it up with lights and Christmas decorations and TV specials and suddenly said, oh yeah, now it's called Christmas.
Krampus took a rib from Adam and created woman.
I like that story better. How far do you go into the mythology? Like, how far back do you actually explain the Krampus mythology in the movie?
Not a lot. We don't want to get too buried in exposition.
Because then the nerds will have a field day.
I would have a field day.
All right.
But it's just, you definitely want to touch upon it, and you do want to address the fact that the events happening in this film are just the latest in a series of visitations from Krampus that stretch back thousands of years.
It's almost scarier if you don't know. If it's not explained, it's much scarier, I think.
Less is more.
Oh, absolutely. So did you ever consider doing the anthology format with this and maybe taking a trick-or-treat spin on it?
Maybe for about 5 minutes, very, very early treatments. But the anthology format is something that I think we'll keep with Trick or Treat. And it was just really too tempting to sort of take the traditional Christmas film and then turn it on its head for something like this. Because we all know the Christmas movie tropes, by heart by now. So to take that and then inject another genre into it was just too tempting.
Can you break down the Krampus hierarchy? Because I know there's the elves, but are they just like, nameless thugs in a way, or are there certain ones with certain abilities?
They all have distinct roles and names, which are actually taken from folklore. But there is a hierarchy. Krampus doesn't work alone, so he's got elves and other holiday icons and mascots that all sort of surround him.
And what exactly are they? Because I think you called them puppets at Comic-Con, so are they puppets or are they people in masks and costumes?
Yes, to all those questions.
That's a mix.
It depends on the creature. There are, I think, 8 or 9 different types of monsters in this film. And they're all executed in different ways.
And what's the scale of them? Because I saw one image of one of the kids standing next to Krampus, and it looked, enormous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Krampus is big.
How tall is he compared to you?
Oh, is he 7 feet, 8, 9?
I think he's between 8 and 9 with the horns. Yeah.
I feel bad for whoever has to manipulate that thing or wear it.
It was pretty awesome to see the puppeteers work. And we got to see the early development of Krampus at the What a Workshop, which was so much fun. And then to see all the people who were skilled, and they bring a different personality to each of their costumes. They really very workmanlike.
Yeah, they really get into the characters.
I just phone things in for these guys. Like, they're wearing masks. Like, wow, you guys are really putting some effort in.
Yeah.
I'm just showing up to work hoping there's going to be a meal.
Yeah, you get powder between takes. They have to take off the mask, and they're just dripping with sweat. And,
really remarkable. Especially, honestly, the ladies and the other guy that worked the Jack in the Box. Just, they were acrobats and gymnasts inside this costume that worked tirelessly throughout a take.
It really was a 3-ring circus.
It was.
What's special about the Jack in the Box? Because that's something that's highlighted at the end of the trailer. So what has to happen to make something like that kind of scare hit?
Multiple puppeteers, really good timing, lighting. You quickly understand why a lot of people veered towards CG, because when you work with practical creatures, it is harder. It takes a lot more time, and we're not a huge budget film. So, we didn't have the longest shooting schedule. So quickly realized why a lot of people do embrace CG over practical. But I think the end results, when you take a more hybrid approach and you combine some CG wizardry with in-camera stuff, you do get a better result.
We had puppets, puppeteers, practical monsters, babies, a dog,
Yes.
and older people.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
I know, right?
I thought about that at a certain point.
And wind
yeah.
machines.
Yeah. It's a big little movie.
Oh my God.
What about Krampus's abilities and his like go-to weapons? Like Sam has his lollipop and the razor candy bar. Does he have any specific tactics he goes to?
Well, he doesn't work alone. That's the key thing, is that he has his helpers. And it's not like he has a trademark weapon necessarily, but he definitely has a very sort of sinister but mischievous personality. He enjoys what he does.
Was there anything about the Krampus mythology that you learned that was kind of like pushing it too far? Like, we can't even include this in the movie.
I don't think so.
Mike's not good with boundaries.
That's why we like his movies, though. What was your reaction when you first got cast in this? Because, I look at your character in the trailer and I'm like, that guy's going to get it.
Well, when I first got cast, I was delighted, first of all. And Mike, when we met, he showed me all the art for the film, and it blew me away. And then explained to me the way he's going to do the special effects for the practical ones. And it was just something you don't get to do enough, and to work on that high level of theatricality, and the fact that we went to New Zealand to do the whole thing was an amazing and wonderful experience. Plus the cast is just top tier. I mean, Adam Scott and Toni Collette and Allison Tolman. It's like you don't have to do anything because they're doing all the work for you, especially because I'm lazy and unprepared. But no, we had a blast doing the thing, and to work with all of the people at Weta and with just all of those elements, which some days we're trying, but really adds up to what becomes a top-notch, first-rate film.
It was a really special group of people.
It's true.
And a really special experience.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Do you have a rough go in the movie? Because we get that one shot in the trailer of you being dragged through that snow there.
Oh, that day. Oh, man, that was not a happy David day.
We got it.
We did.
I didn't complain, did I?
No, you didn't complain, but I saw how tired you were.
I was tired.
How many times do you have to do something like that?
Well, it's shot over several days and in several different sequences, and then we realized we didn't have it exactly
Right.
how he
It
wanted it.
wasn't intense enough.
So there was an opportunity was to be a very light day of filming for me, my last day, and it wasn't. It was not.
It was stunt guys whipping and dragging him around through the snow.
Yes, and then
yeah.
having to. It was a workout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for everybody.
Lastly, do you guys have any twisted or unwholesome holiday traditions, whether it's Christmas or anything?
Well, you said you and your family always get together and watch a scary movie.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll traditionally watch some Christmas movie, which I always end up voting for Gremlins or Die Hard. I mean, those are sort of my go-tos right now. So, a little non-traditional.
Not bad choices.
No.
I don't have any traditional Christmas creepy thing.
What about Halloween?
Halloween.
You gotta pull some stunts on Halloween.
I don't. I don't.
Oh, Halloween's a whole different story. That's
Yeah.
where I terrify the kids in my neighborhood.
I'll bet.
It's notorious. You should bring your kids by.
The other day, I had to do what's called ADR, which is additional dialogue recording, and so I met Mike at the studio, and we're doing the thing, and we had lunch, and so I went to the bathroom after lunch, and I walk in there, and he's waiting behind the door, and he scared me as much as I got scared here at the ScareHouse last night. And I knew, it was immediate, I knew it was him, but
It didn't matter.
you're processing it all at the same time. I jumped.
I just
and
couldn't
screamed.
resist. Yes.
I think I went, ah!
Yeah, I
That's
couldn't
my scream.
resist.
That's what you get when you work with a director who's got the timing down.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
gonna get you.
And he was just delighted.
It's Christmas. Nothing bad's gonna happen on Christmas.